This is your Pythagorean theorem review. We're going to go ahead and get started with this one. So it says the first one, learning target, I can find the length of a side of a right triangle using the Pythagorean theorem. So in the first example, we're going to find the length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle with legs that are 12 and that are 9. So I'm going to just draw a quick sketch here, nothing too fancy. Legs are going to make up those sides of the right angle, and we're looking to find C, the hypotenuse. So we start off a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 12 and 9 are interchangeable for a and b. So we get 144 plus 81 equals c squared. Adding together 144 plus 81, we get 225 is equal to c squared. And to undo the c squared, we have to take the square root. We get 15 is equal to c. So the length of the hypotenuse is going to be 15 centimeters then, going back to our units that are here. In number 2, find the length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle with legs of 5 and 12. So again, we have the legs are 5 and 12. We're going to be solving for c. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we have 12 squared plus 5 squared. If you flip-flopped those, that's fine. 144 plus 25 is equal to c squared. Adding those together, you get 169 equals c squared. Take the square root to undo the square, and we get c is 13. So the hypotenuse would be 13 centimeters. Number 3, find the length of the leg of a right triangle with a leg of 12 and a hypotenuse of 20. So leg of 12, hypotenuse of 20, and we're looking for the other leg. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we have 12 squared plus b squared equals 20 squared, or if you did that, a squared plus 12 squared, doesn't matter. 144 plus b squared equals 400. So we subtract 144, and we get b squared equals 400 minus 144 will give me 256. We're going to go ahead and take the square root then of both sides. And the square root of 256 is going to give me 16. So the leg is 16 centimeters. Question number 4 on your review. A tower that is being constructed will be 30 feet tall. The correct length of the guy wire that will help support the tower will be attached to the ground. How far from the wire is the tower? Round your answer to the nearest foot. So we have a right triangle here. This is the spot we're trying to find. So this is one of the legs here. So if we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we can have a squared plus 30 squared equals 39 squared. So a squared plus this will be 900. And 39 squared is going to give me 1,521. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 900 from both sides. A squared equals 621. And if we take the square root here of 621, we get 24.919, blah, blah, blah. So it says round your answer to the nearest foot. So 24.9 would round up, and we're looking for whole numbers. So we would say 25 feet would be our final answer. In example number 5, the phone displayed has a screen size of 5.8 inches. Remember, this is the diagonal of the screens. The diagonal here, that was horrible, is actually what's the 5.8. The width across is 2.6. And how tall is the phone screen? So we're solving for this leg right here. So we're going to have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 2.6 squared plus b squared equals 5.8 squared. And 2.6 squared will give me 6.76 plus b squared. And 5.8 squared is 33.64. I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 6.76. And we get b squared equals minus 6.76 gives me 26.88. I'm going to go ahead and take the square root on both sides. And I'm going to get that b is equal to 5.18. So how tall is the phone screen? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. This would mean one number after the decimal point. So that 1/8, the 8 is going to make this round up to a 5.2. And our answer label is inches. Question number 6, you're trying to determine the distance across a pond. You put posts into the ground at A, B, and C so that angle B is a right angle. You measure and find that the length of AB is 18 and CB is 28. How wide is the pond from A to C? Round your answer to the nearest foot. So again, we're looking for a whole number here. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. These are both legs. These are going to be A and B equals C squared. So if we have 18 squared, we get 324. 28 squared, we get 784 equals C squared. We're going to add those two together. So 324 plus 784 gives us 1,108. Taking the square root of both sides so that we can just get C. So if we do the square root of 1,108, 33.286, and it keeps on going, but we want to go the nearest foot. So 33.2, that 0.2 allows us to say at 33 feet. And last question here, badminton, you're setting up a badminton net. To keep each pole standing straight, you use 2 ropes and 2 stakes as shown. How long is each piece of rope? Round to the nearest tenth. So we have, here is our right angle. So this is 8 feet tall, 4.5 feet. We're looking for the hippo. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 8 squared plus 4.5 squared equals C squared. So that's 64 plus 20.25 equals C squared. So we get 84.25 equals C squared. Taking the square root of both sides. Round to the nearest tenth, I got 9.178, and it keeps on going. So it's going to round to 9.2 equals C, and we're going to put a label of feet. And that's it then. There you have it for your Pythagorean theorem review.